Direct variation. I will show you a picture that shows an example of direct variation. There is a lady that becomes bigger and bigger as she eats more fried chicken. Another example of direct variation, there is an employee that works for a long time. So the more she gets money, it's the more she works for a long time. Now, the aim of this lesson is to illustrate situations that involve direct variation. Example, using his bicycle, Jericho traveling 10 kilometers per hour. In 1 hour, it goes 10 kilometers. In 2 hours, it goes 20 kilometers. In 3 hours, it goes 30 kilometers, and so on. Now, let us show that example into a table. So, here are the number of hours that he travels and the number of kilometers that he travels. So the relationship here, as the number of hours increases, the number of kilometers or the distance that he travels also increases. This table shows an example of direct variation. Another, if we are going to represent our example into graph, here is the illustration of the graph of direct variation. From left going to right, it rises up. So here at the left side is the number of kilometers, and here below is the number of time. So it increases together. Meaning, direct variation, as the value of x increases, the value of y also increases. The graph is a line that rises to the right. Y varies directly as x. Another direct variation is read as y varies directly as x, y is directly proportional to x, and y is proportional to x. It is illustrated in this formula. Y is equal to k times x, where k is the constant or constant of variation, and y and x are variables. We all know that y is dependent variable and x is the independent variable, and they are both called variables. Constant of variation or constant of proportionality. Y is equal to kx. Now, we are going to derive the formula of constant of variation or constant of proportionality by cross-multiplying the x here into y. So, if we're going to divide both sides by x, we can get k is equal to y over x. Now, here is the formula for constant of variation. Y is equal to 2x. For example, in this given, what do you think is the constant of variation? That is 2. 2 is the constant of variation. Example, y varies directly as x if y is equal to 32 when x is 4. Find the constant of variation and the equation of variation. Y is 32, x is 4. Now, since there is a clue word directly, and we have here variables x and y, we are going to use the concept of direct variation, which is y is equal to kx because y varies directly as x. And we're going to put here the constant of variation. We're going to multiply this constant of variation to our independent variable. Now, we're just going to substitute our given y 32, x is 4, and we're going to solve for the constant of variation. So, we have here 32 is equal to k times 4, then divide both sides by 4. After that, 4 divided 4, the answer is 1, so we can cancel the 4 here. So, it will remain k. 32 divided by 4, The answer is 8. Therefore, the constant of variation is 8, or k equals 8. Since the constant of variation is 8, we can now check if our answer is correct. All you have to do is substitute the value of k into our given here. So let's check if this will satisfy our given equation. So since k is 8, 8 times 4, the answer is 32, and that is equal to 32. Now, let's find the equation of variation. Y is equal to 8x. Why? Because the equation for direct variation is y is equal to kx, and the value of constant of variation is 8. Alright. Now, we are going to use this equation of variation in solving other problem. What is x when y is 80? So, using the equation of variation, y is equal to 8x, we're going to find x given y is equal to 80. Solution. Y is equal to 8x. Substitute the value of y, that is 80. Next, our constant of variation is 8. Then we're going to solve for x. Next, divide both sides by 8 so that we can eliminate the number here beside 8. So 8 divided by 8, that is equivalent to 1, or x. 80 divided by 8, the answer is 10, or x is equal to 10. Another, what is y when x is 7? Since the equation of variation is y is equal to 8x, since we're looking for y with a given of x, which is 7, for our solution, let's use the equation of variation, which is y is equal to 8x. Substitute the value of x, which is 7. So 7 times 8. 8 here is the constant of variation. 8 times 7, the answer is 56. Therefore, y is 56. Now, I will going to teach you the formula manipulation for direct variation. Given y is equal to kx, where y here is the dependent variable, k is the constant of variation, and x is the independent variable. Now, we're going to solve first for x. What if x is missing? Since x here has a variable beside, which is k, now you're going to eliminate k here by dividing both sides of the equation by k so that it will remain x. So k divide k, that is 1, times x, that is x, and that is y over k equals x, or x is equal to y divided by k. Another, y is equal to kx. Now we're going to look for the formula for k. Since we are looking for k, we have to remain k here and eliminate x here by dividing both sides by x. Now we can cancel the x here, so we can get k, which is y over x, or k is equal to y over x. Now, here is the formula for constant of variation and for the independent variable x. That's how you're going to manipulate formula for direct variation. All you have to do is to cross multiply, or you have to divide both sides by the variable which you are going to eliminate. Thank you for listening. So I will going to leave you a quotation. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. Goodbye, and thank you for listening.